All in all, I paid, I think it was, oh geez, math. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a new type of video that I am calling New Wax Wednesday. So today for New Wax Wednesday, we have a new type of wax. I don't know how new it is. It's new to me, but it may not be new to some of you. I have been seeing it all over comments in my comment section. I have seen other YouTubers use it, so I was like, yes, let's get it. So it is MetalHeadsDP is the Etsy shop that I got it from, and I paid $5.49 for it. I placed the order on June 9th. It shipped that day and arrived the 12th. I paid $3.99 for shipping. All in all, I paid, I think it was, oh geez, math. It was $9.48. I think that's correct. And I already opened it because I couldn't wait, but I have not tested it, and that's why we're here today. So I opened it, and the first thing I noticed immediately was, first of all, I got a little candy, which I already ate. Sorry. Not sorry, actually. And the next thing I noticed was that it smelled really, really good. So I was like, okay, what's that smell? Because I know what I ordered. I ordered blood orange. And I was like, that doesn't smell like blood orange. Turns out they gave me a little sample, honeysuckle, and it smells really good. Like, I know you can't smell it, but like, imagine a honeysuckle, but imagine 5,000 of them. That's how good this one smells. So that was the unboxing portion. I will leave a link to their Etsy shop down below. It arrived on the 12th, so I'm obviously one Wednesday behind schedule. I have been extremely busy, so I haven't really had a lot of time. Most of the videos you guys have been seeing lately have been pre-filmed. What is stuck to my painting? Oh, it must be wax. I mean, not wax, the covering, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I want to give you a little bit of insight as to why I've decided to start doing New Wax Wednesday. So this little show that I've got here that I've decided to start is all going to lead up to something larger. And if you can figure it out down below, let me know what you think it is, and I will tell you in the next New Wax Wednesday what it is. I have many waxes coming to me. I'm not going to try every one of them in it New Wax Wednesday. Some of them I'm going to do on my own because they're not as exciting, but I definitely want to highlight Etsy shops, and like, I have blue tack coming. I am not going to do a New Wax Wednesday for blue tack. I'm going to try it on my own, but I wanted to highlight the companies that are selling wax alternatives that are actually like meant for diamond painting. Like, blue tack is obviously not meant for diamond painting, but people have used it for it. I'm going to try it out, but I don't feel that I need to give it an entire episode of New Wax Wednesday, because at the end of July, New Wax Wednesday will come to a close, and it'll come to a close with a shocking season finale that you won't believe. So I want to start with this. I have no idea how to use it, none whatsoever. I didn't look at anything online before I started filming. I realized I was one Wednesday behind schedule, and I was like, you know what? We can't wait. We have to do it right now. So that is what we are doing. I am going to really quickly clean out my pen, and we will begin testing the wax. So as some of you may know, I have been using pink wax since I started, but I spent about 2 months attempting, about a month and a half, about six to 8 weeks attempting Patty Wax and Patty Wax Super Sticky. That did not go well for me at all. I found that it was leaving a lot of residue, and I found that I was getting too much, too much residue, and they weren't, the diamonds weren't being placed. They were staying in my pen, which, I mean, great. It's a good product and it works. But I found that I had to work harder to get it to work for me because I didn't want my drills dulled, the shine of them dulled by the residue. So I stopped using Patty Wax a little while ago, and I have since been on a hunt for new wax. And this was one of the first companies I purchased from. This was the first non-Patty wax company that is strictly wax that I purchased from while I was trying this. So just let me know in the comments below what you have as far as experience with any wax alternative at all. I mean, I want to know about everything you've ever used for wax, because I do not want to keep using pink wax, and I have plenty of it. This isn't even all of it. I have toolkits I haven't even opened yet. This is just from the toolkits I've opened, and I have plenty of it. So I'm not anywhere near running out. Here's some more. Here's some more. I'm not running out by any means, but I do not prefer it. So the first thing I did when I tried to use Patty Wax Super Sticky was I just jammed my pen in thinking I could use it the same way as the pink wax, which obviously you can't. So I'm going to try scraping it first. Just gonna try scraping it into my pen, and I'm gonna press it in. And we're gonna have like a little mini whip and chat with this as well, because I want to try it out on camera. But I also wanna try to see if I can load the pen by stabbing it through as well. I wanna see all of the ways. By the way, I got blood orange. I don't know if I said that already, but it is smelling so good. At the time that I purchased the wax, this was the only scent in stock. Like I said, I did purchase it quite a while ago. I have been keeping up with their site since, their little Etsy shop since, to make sure that I stay up to date with everything that's happening. If they come out with a new wax, any scents that they have, I want to be able to let you know all of that information. So they have, the last time I looked, which was just before filming this video, they had, I believe, 17 different items. Now, a couple of those were not wax. One of them was a black container like this. Well, a black container that is this, but it's black. And a couple, I think 2 different types of drill pens as well. So they have 10 to 15 items that are wax related. I saw vanilla, I saw forest, I saw some pina colada, vanilla, green tea, I think, several scents. So they have, and they also have non-scented, so they have something for everyone. So if this wax works, I will definitely be picking more up. So I'm gonna stab this pen through just to see if it loads like that. It does not. Okay, just didn't think it would. I very much thought it would be a scrape type, so that is not a hindrance. I'm loading up my 4-placer now, and I'm going to press it in similarly to how I press the bottom in. And I also want to give you a good accurate usage of this. So I am doing my unboxing and first impressions today, and then in the next episode of New Wax Wednesday, you will get a week of me using this all the time, nothing else, and I will tell you my thoughts a week later. It smells fantastic right off the bat. The blood orange smells so incredible. Let me see. You know what? The blood orange is really taking over right now, my nose. So I can't really smell the honeysuckle unless I get really close. But I bet if I put the lid on this, honeysuckle would take back over. Like, this is an excellent container for this because it keeps the scent in. So I know that some people are super sensitive to smells, and like, you may not be, but somebody in your home may be. So it's very excellent that they have a sealable container, because with patty wax, the scented patty wax, it comes in a bag very much like this, and I could smell it through the bag, and it didn't bother me. But some of you may know I diamond paint at work, and I have a coworker who is super sensitive to smells. So during the about a month and a half that I was using it, I had to be very mindful of filling my pen, because any scents would send her. I mean, she didn't think it was bad, but I knew she could smell it, because she'd say, "What's that smell?" So I let her smell it one time. She said it smelled good, but she definitely noticed it, and I didn't want to be rude. So, but this honeysuckle smells good. Very good. Very good. Okay, so one more time. Very good. Okay, so I am still working on Here Comes the Bride. I am almost at the halfway point. I believe that I have almost hit, I'm right about halfway, just a little under halfway. So once I finish this section, I will be really past halfway, maybe like 2 to 3 more strips like this long. This diamond painting has taken me, we're going on 3 weeks at this point, and that is, I'm disappointed a little bit. I didn't think I'd be able to kill it in a week. I did not think that at all, but I thought due to the size and due to it being roughly double some of the other paintings that I've done, I thought I could do it in 2 weeks. But one thing I did not factor in is that I went away twice in the last 2 weeks, both weekends, from Saturday to Sunday or from Friday to Monday. So I lost 3 entire days each week. So I lost 6 days. So I really only had been working on it for 8 days. Is that right? Is this 8 days at this point? Yeah, 8 days. I've worked on this painting for a total of 8 days, but I've been working on it cumulatively for about 2. We're going on 3 weeks now. So let us continue working on it with a new wax. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have pressed it in really good. And as a matter of fact, I'm also going to take and kind of, I have this little piece of paper sitting here. You can't even see it. Oh, you can kind of. It's a packing slip from a package, unrelated to diamond painting, but it's a packing slip and it's sitting here. So I pressed it in because I do not want to have what I call oozing wax. I do not like oozing wax. So let us begin. Okay, so I'm gonna do the multiplacer. That was very bad English. I'm gonna do the multiplacer first because I use the multiplacer more often. So it's more important to me that a wax works in the multiplacer than the single placer, because if nothing else works for the single placer, I'm not worried about it. I can continue using the pink wax because I find that works okay in the single placer, but I am very much accustomed to my multiplacing. So I want to find an alternative for the multiplacer. Okay, so I'm getting wax residue, but it's not as bad as the patty wax. I have caused an avalanche, but the residue is still there. But it's easier to wipe off, and it doesn't dull. Does it dull the shine? A little. It dulls the shine a little. So I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm gonna go like this across because, like I said, I do not want oozing wax. And I think that's what some of the residue might have been. So I've got it on my 4-placer again. I'm gonna stick it down, and that time I got a lot of residue. And I'm being very light-handed. I'm being exceptionally light-handed because I don't want to have residue. And I'm a hard placer. So I'm gonna scrape some more off the edge, off the top. I'm gonna try again with the multi-placer. Okay, I got less residue that time. Okay, I'm getting less every time. I'm being very light-handed with it. Oh, I got a lot that time. Some is coming out. Maybe if I'm kind of taking the edge of my tweezers, not the sharp side, but the rounded edge on the back, and I'm kind of pressing it in, and then I'm gonna wipe it off again. I really want to make some wax work for me, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. Okay, it's starting to work better for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed because I had high hopes for this one. I mean, it's not bad, it's working. I'm placing drills, that is absolutely happening. But I really wanted to find something that wasn't going to leave residue. So I am going to be continuing my hunt for something that does not leave residue. Okay, that was my first time touching a drill with the single placer. Definitely a lot of wax residue. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the sharp edge of my tweezers and just kind of scrape it a little bit. We're gonna try again with the single placer. Okay, that worked a little better. Let us try once more. Okay, it's working better in the single placer. You know what? I wonder if it's because this is an old 4-placer and it's like, oh, can you even see it? Yeah. Let me get rid of that light. Woo. I don't know if you can tell, but it's rigid from use. So I wonder if that might be causing some of the problem. Because I'm not getting residue as much in the single placer, which was very important to me to not get residue. Oh, there's some residue. Spoke too soon. I'm gonna go back to the multi-placer. Okay, I'm getting less wax the more I place drills. So what that tells me is that it's similar to patty wax in that, or so I guess similar to all wax. A lot less residue right now, and I'm getting that satisfying that I liked from patty wax, which is good. So I'm gonna keep working with this, but what it tells me about the product and about wax in general is if I am getting less residue the more I go, that tells me that it may be user error. I may have filled the pen too much. It's possible that okay, but now I'm having a hard time picking up in the middle. So I'm wondering if I need to kind of scrape a little bit. I just kind of took the pointy side of my nail, well, not the pointy side, one of the edges of my nail and just kind of like ran it through there to try to even it out a little bit. So I am going to go again. But what that tells me, aside from it being user error, is that I also might need to try a couple practice rounds before I actually start diamond painting with something I care about. Like I very much care about this painting. It's a big painting. It's the biggest painting I've started. And once I'm finished, it'll be the biggest painting I've completed. To date, that position is held by, I think, Neverland. I think Mad Kitty was just 5 centimeters shy either way. But this will be the largest painting that I have started and finished. And I was very disappointed to find that a lot of my Neverland paintings, drills, were extremely dulled by the wax, the residue it left behind. So I don't want to have a repeat of that. So what this tells me is that I should have grabbed one of the paintings that I care a little bit less about, like one of the smaller ones, or one of the ones that I'm using as like a tester painting, or one of the ones that I started but hadn't finished that I don't care as much about. So that's what that tells me. I should have grabbed one of those and tried it there first. So that may be something I try in future episodes of No Wax Wednesday. So we will see how that goes. So I'm enjoying the multi-placing now. Okay, don't press hard. Okay, don't do that, because what I just did was I use a multi-placer no matter what. So what I did was I had a spot with 3 and I had a spot with 1. So I attempted to put down the 1, but 2 came off. So what I did was I took the drill and I slid it. I'm a slider too. I'm a hard presser and I'm a slider. Please feel free to critique me in the comments down below. But I am noticing that the harder I press, the more residue gets left behind. But because I'm a hard presser, that's probably just not going to change. And I noted that in my Patty Wax review video, that I was a hard presser and it's probably not going to change. But if I can't find a wax alternative, I may have to make what I can find work for me. Okay, so I'm definitely enjoying the sound it's making. And I am making a little bit of headway in this outlining. I always do the black first in Manny Manzano's piece because it feels very much like coloring to me. Once I have the black lines and I fill it in with the color, it feels like extreme advanced adult coloring. Extreme to the max. And I used to love to color as a kid. I even went through a phase of coloring as an adult, and I would love to get back into it. But between diamond painting, going away as often as I have been to see my son, and working on the YouTubes behind the scenes, I haven't had very much time. I mean, I haven't even read a book. Well, that's not fair. I can't blame this on, I can't blame YouTube and diamond painting on that, or blame that for the reason that I haven't been reading. I haven't read a book since October. I have been in such a massive reading slump, but it's okay because we're starting a book club. Isn't that right, guys? Yay! If I was cool and fancy, I'd have the cool noises doing that, and I wouldn't have to say yay myself. I would have them doing it. But okay, so I want to refill this pen and work with it for a little bit longer because now I'm not even getting the drills to stick. So I'm wondering if I need to put a little bit more wax in it. Oh no, don't run away. I'm gonna scrape a little bit more in, and I'm gonna press it in. And once again, I am going to press it with my finger flat, and then I'm going to rub it across and take and flatten it back in. And I'm going to scrape a little. I'm going to press it. This is a lot of work to get wax to work for me. So it smells great and it's working, but the extra steps to not get residue, I'm not a fan of working harder. It's the whole reason I stopped using Patty Wax, was because there was extra steps involved. Okay, so wax residue is happening again. A lot of it. Oh my God, can you see that? Can you see what just happened? Okay, this has to be user error. There is no way this happens to everyone. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna worry about that later. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna place a couple more drills with my single placer. And no matter how much wax this leaves behind, no matter what it does to my painting, I'm gonna use this for a solid week. And by that point, I should have another wax to test. Okay, it's not going well for me. Okay, so the wax is either leaving a massive amount of residue or not picking the drills up for me. So I am going to, see, it's not picking them up again. Okay. Okay, so if you press really softly, it works out a little better. But again, I'm having to now train myself to press differently, which is something that I immediately was like, it's a no for me for the patty wax, because I don't feel like I should have to adapt my diamond painting technique and strategy for a wax to work for me. I feel like I mean, I'm sure that all these waxes will work for somebody, but that somebody is not me, because I am a very hard placer. Okay, well, that's about all I am gonna do for today's video. So I want to recap my first impressions on the packaging and the wax itself. So we will do that now. So the packaging was beautiful. I can't find it now. I must have thrown it somewhere, but the envelope was beautiful and shiny. And it came with the candy, which I always, excellent touch. I love that. And then it had the sample of the honeysuckle, which smells so good. And I appreciate the fact that they give you a little sample. And then as far as the wax that I purchased, whoops, throwing it, it also smells good. And I love the fact that it is in a container that can be sealed for those who are sensitive to smells. So the smell, excellent. The presentation of the product, you have clearly labeled here what scent it is, as well as on this little baggie here. And I definitely will try to use this during the week as well. So I'm not going to only use this. I will try the sample. So overall presentation, excellent. Overall packaging, excellent. Overall usage, I want to get you a little closer so you can see the wax residue even after I wipe some behind. If you have any tips to get wax residue off without dulling the shine of your diamonds, please leave that in the comments below. Also, if you have any tips for how to use this particular wax, I would love to hear that as well. So at this time, I'm going to take you for a quick look at the painting as I see it, because I know it can be difficult to see this far away. Okay guys, here is an extreme close-up. When I got really upset and started wiping away, this is what was left behind, all that wax residue. And it's on a couple of them. I mean, you can see where I started lightly placing, it wasn't as bad. But I mean, I really don't feel like, I mean, I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong, obviously, but I don't particularly like all that left behind. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you like me and want to see more from me, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I would be happy to have you. All right, I hope that you are being safe, washing your hands, and taking care of yourselves. Bye guys.